Welcome to Waypoint in No Man Sky. This is a best start guide. In this guide, we will be showing you how to unlock all of your inventory slots, technology, and storage. We are going to get all Portal Glyphs. We're going to get S-Class multi-tool, an S-Class freighter guaranteed. So let's jump in. Alright, just a quick note for you new players. When you load in, the guy will be spinning. Whatever direction he stops spinning in is going to be the direction of your ship. You lose track of where that was, don't worry about it. It's all good. A little icon will pop up on your screen a little bit, showing you where it's at. The very first thing that we're going to do once we're in here is we are going to get our hazardous protection refilled, and the way we're going to do that easily is we are going to get some ferrite dust. You are going to need 75 of this to get that repaired, and we're also going to install a analysis visor. This is what we're going to unlock and get you S-Class multi-tool there. We're going to get all the Portal Glyphs. So right in there, you can see which ones you have. You have some already. I don't have any. This is a brand new save, so go ahead and install this. We are going to need 1 carbon nanotube for that and 75 ferrite dust for this other one. Let's go ahead and get that mined up real quick. Alright, so quick tip on mining. Your mining laser will change from from green to yellow to red. Red means you will mine a lot faster. So the trick is to keep that in the red as much as possible without overheating. You'll see I'm kind of letting off and instantly clicking back again, so I can keep it all the way heated up without actually overheating it. You can see there's a little bar right above, right to the left of the mining laser. That's how you know if it's getting too hot. So keep that in mind. Alright, so we should have the stuff to repair and get all this stuff installed. So here we go. Everything's installed. If you press C, it'll show you where your sodium is, oxygen, and the hydrogen. Sodium is going to be used for refilling your hazardous protection. Oxygen is going to be for life support. And there we go. That's what they look like when you get close to them. There's another one there. I'll go ahead and grab it. One of the differences in this guide, the other guide, is they changed in the Waypoint update. You can no longer buy oxygen from space stations, and they also nerfed the price of cobalt. So what I mean by that is you can still sell it. It still works exactly the same. However, the amount that you get for it is going to be severely less. But it works exactly the same. Every space station has it. You can sell it, rebuy it at a lower price. But I have a better method. I think it's better. And it works very, very similar. The oxygen, not being able to buy it, at first I was like, man, that really sucks. But then I found another method of getting a lot of oxygen early on. We will be showing that here very shortly. So the major difference is I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of time on this first planet. I'm going to get a little bit of ferrite dust so I can do my quest. In fact, I actually don't get enough on this first planet. So make sure you get a little bit right around 1,000, I'd say. All right, so the other thing that we installed was going to be your analysis visor. You can press and hold F and then left click and hold it down. You want to scan everything. If you see something that has a, let's say, carbon and it says question mark analyze under it, what that's telling you is there's a secondary element in that node that you're not going to get unless you scan it. It does give you a little bit of units, but you're not going to get rich off of scanning everything. If you're a completionist, then you're going to want to do this anyway. All right, so we're going to get a little bit of cobalt so we can make some life support gel. That's an alternative to using oxygen. If you want to save your oxygen, you can make a bunch of these. Same thing with sodium. You can use the ion batteries, I think they are, for life support. As soon as you get to your ship, there's always going to be a patch of 4 oxygen for you to go ahead and mooch up. So I'll give you a little bit of extra there. So we're going to go ahead and from here we're just going to get some resources up a little bit, and then we're going to start repairing our ship. You'll need to repair the launch thrusters, other things, and then we are going to head into space from there. If you are a little bit ahead, you can talk to that machine right there and it will give you some storyline. I'm going to skip that part so there's no spoilers for you new players that have never played the story all the way through. And I'm just going to jump straight into my ship and then repair what I can. You are going to need a metal plate, some, I believe it's pure ferrite, to get those components repaired, and you're also going to need a hermetic seal. Once we get everything repaired, we will go and get that. Alright, let's show you a trick with the dihydrogen. Take the hydrogen, turn it into jelly, just craft it in your inventory. If you do it in the refinery, it'll take forever, so you get it just as fast if you just craft it manually. You can see right here, you put it in there, it takes 30 dihydrogen to make 1. If you do it in your inventory, it's 40 to 1. However, when you put that back in there, you get 50 back. So you're getting 10 more than what you use to craft. And you can just do that over and over again until you have a big supply of it. Pretty awesome. Alright, let's get our ship systems repaired now. We're going to do the metal plate and the other ones, and then we are going to run over and get the hermetic seal. So you need 1 metal plating for that, and that should be good to go. You let your quest update and jump back in your ship, and it'll kind of like analyze your ship systems, tell you, oh, you still need this. So then I'll send you to go get the hermetic seal. Now on the way to get that hermetic seal, there will be a storm, so make sure you have plenty of sodium or the ion batteries. Either one works just the same. So here we go. Then you're going to come over to this thing right here. You're going to talk to it, and it will give you a planetary chart in your inventory. Just hover over it, press and hold E, and it'll do this, and it'll actually face you in the direction you need to go. There we go. We're now facing that direction. We are going to run that way and grab it. Alright, we're just about to the building, and we are going to go ahead and head inside and talk to the little terminal. And it's going to give us a hermetic seal. It'll also give you the ability to craft it for later. For another ship or whatever, you'll have the ability to craft it whenever you want. And then from here, you can go look around. Sometimes there's navigational data on the tables. They're square, like usually they're square cubes, either blue or red, or blue or orange rather. Or in this case, I have like just a flat circle that kind of looks like a cup coaster. All right, we are going to install that hermetic seal, and then we're going to head up into space. And once we are there, we'll get on to the next part. So get it installed, make sure you pick up your refinery. All right, we're going to go ahead and take off. Press W, and we're going to go up into space. And it's going to be the next part of the quest. Once we get up there, it should pop up and tell you what you need to do. It's going to want you to test out all the systems. Press W to go forward, shift, space bar for pulse. So go ahead and do it. It takes a minute to get the first one to update, so pressing W and holding it down. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and pulse. And once we exit out pulse, you're going to get a communication. Press X and answer that. And here we go. There's a message. Go ahead and answer it. All right. So this part of the quest is going to send you to a planet. I'll give you some coordinates. And it's basically going to want you to go there, and it'll give you some blueprints for like base building and a base computer. It could send you to the planet you just left or an entirely different one. But this is a very important part of this guide. Just because it sends you to a planet doesn't mean you have to actually build on that planet. And I say that because the planet you need to build on should have a large body of water on it. Technically, you don't even need to build there, but just for ease of access, you want to build close to the water. And we'll see why that we need the water a little bit later on. And you will thank me. It's amazing. It works great. All right, once you get to the planet, if you press and hold F, you will see where you need to go. It'll light up just like that with the four golden lights on the each corner. Once you're facing the right way, and you'll just run to it, and it's going to give you some blueprints for base computer, basic parts for building a base. There are a ton more parts you can unlock once we get to the anomaly. But this is what we got for now. Get some sodium here, because why not? And we're going to go back and head towards our destination. I did get lucky. I found a planet that had water on it, so this is where I will be building my base, but closer to the water. Once you get close to it, it'll pop up like that, and it'll show you that that is in fact the spot you need to go to. We are going to go down a base. It doesn't got to be anything fancy. It just needs to be too high, so you can put the teleporter inside and not have it stick through the roof and look dumb, because that would be awful. It don't look bad enough anyway, but we're just gonna throw this down. Have enough room for basically a couple of medium refineries eventually, and the base computer, the construction research unit. This is not going to be somewhere I stay, my main base will be on my freighter, so this is just to get oxygen and some money coming in. Alright, so the next part of the quest is going to want you to go ahead and build a construction research unit, and then it's going to want you to go get some salvage data. That's the icon right there. You will need your terrain manipulator to dig down to them. Just a quick heads up, get quite a bit of this, because once we get to the space anomaly, we will need some of it to unlock a couple things from there. There's all kinds of stuff you can get from there, but just to get it started, we're just going to need a little bit.
Toxic protection falling.
And they do look like that white icon right there. Alright, so I just got back, or just getting back rather. And we are going to go ahead and go to the construction research terminal, and then we are going to unlock a couple of things here. There is an optional one here. If you happen to find gold, you're going to want to get the teleporter, biofuel reactor, a wire, and a battery. If you happen to get gold, you can unlock the solar panels, which obviously run on the sun. The reactor would use carbon, but really you don't gotta worry about carbon. It stacks upon stacks of carbon with the method that we're going to be doing here in just a little bit. But if you did get gold, I would just go ahead and build a couple of the solar panels, just so you don't have to worry about refilling it. And if you plan on making it your main base, you're going to want solar panels anyway, and a bunch of batteries, so alright. So now the next part of the quest is going to be sending us to the space station, but first I want to go in the water. This is something that we're going to be doing for later, so get your analysis visor and scan everything in the water. Everything. You're going to want the secondary element to be visible so you actually get it when you mine it. And once you get all that done, we'll just go ahead and jump right up to the space station. Alright, so I just need to wire this up.
Technology recharge.
And you don't have to put fuel in it, because you can still teleport back to your base even with it powered off. Oh, I lied. It wants you to rename your base. Give it a name, and then we will go up to the space station, and I will show you what we do there. Alright, so we are going to hop into our spaceship as soon as we find it.
Base computer online.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I was waiting for the quest update. Yeah. So yeah, once your quest updates, it'll say, oh, go to the space station. Then you jump in your ship. And head to the space station. Once we get there, I will show you what we need to do there. Alright, we are just landing here on the space station. We are going to go up these stairs right here, or ramp. It's not really stairs. And we're not even going to use them. We're just going to jetpack up there. There's 3 guys right here in front of me. Talk to each of these guys until you get one that says something about repeat 16. That's the guy you need to do for the quest. For me, it's always the last guy. I don't know why. Just luck of the draw, I guess. It's this guy right here. Repeat 16. And then they'll tell you go back to your base computer. We're not going to do that quite yet. This round thing right here, if you do happen to have some stuff to sell, don't sell oxygen, don't sell ferrite dust. The stuff that you're going to know you're going to need, don't sell. So if you have some cobalt you can sell, go ahead and sell that. You are going to need a little bit of money. You'll need 5 microprocessors for an upcoming quest, so if you have enough of that, go ahead and buy them. They're right around 100k for 5. In here, we are looking for a traveler. You can pick up these square cubes. There is also a cell terminal. This machine right here, you can get nanites from. There is one on each side, so there's one on the other side that we just came from. However, that side will not have any NPCs in it. Doors will not open for them. So don't even bother looking for a traveler in there. You will need this navigation data for later. I think I might have said traveler data. And right here on the end, you can grab your exosuit upgrade. This is going to be basically the process every time we jump, and we are going to be jumping a lot. So right here you can modify your appearance, you can choose your race, you can choose the colors of your armor, choose the head style. So I'm going to go ahead and modify mine real quick. We're going to do black and yellow. Green's my favorite color, but I don't like green, any of the greens that they have in this game. And you can do this infinitely. It does not cost you anything. So if you look at it later and you're like, I don't really like that, you can come back and change it. It doesn't cost nothing. And you can also change your banner colors, which you got to do, so I have to go back in. And then we're going to head to our base and we will start the next quest line. But remember, if you have enough, get 5 microprocessors. If not, we'll come back because I forgot to get stuff to sell. Alright, so we're back at the base. We're going to go ahead and start the quest line for the hyperdrive. We're going to get the blueprint for that. We're going to get that all installed. You will need some chromatic metal for that, so refine copper down in the refinery. Don't remember what all the resources you are going to need for that, but copper is one of them. Go ahead and hop in your starship, and then we are going to just take off, and we are going to fly to that thing right there. For some reason, I think it's a lot further away, so I fly up in space like a dummy. And then back down to it. I'm trying to pulse this so I can get there faster, but I think it took me longer actually. Because it wasn't very far away from where I was. And once you're flying down, you'll see this particular quest, you'll see a crashed freighter. If you see the crashed freighter, just fly right to the crashed freighter. Do not fly to the marker. You don't need to fly there. It's just going to have you walk there, pressing F. See, there's the crashed freighter right there. So we're going to go directly to it. Making myself sick here. And right to our left, there's going to be a little computer thing that we're going to talk to, and it's going to give us the blueprint for the hyperdrive, and we're going to install that. And we'll do the next part of the quest for the antimatter and then the warp cells. So chromatic metal, oh yeah, it's just microprocessor. I couldn't remember if there was a third thing or not, but so the chromatic metal and microprocessors. So I have to find something that I can sell real quick so I can get the 5 microprocessors.
Toxic protection.
Alright, so just so we're a little bit more prepared for later, you are going to need chromatic metal to craft the components for the warp cell. So just go ahead and get some of that farmed up really quick, so we're a little bit more prepared than what I was for installing the hyperdrive. Next time I'll be more prepared. Yeah. Alright. Next part of the quest, you're going to need to install a bolt caster to your multi-tool. So you'll need some chromatic metal. Go ahead and throw some copper in there. Throw some fuel in there. Smart guy. And let it do its thing. Get that installed. We are going to be farming some eggs. Whispering eggs, I think they're called. I'm not sure, but once you break them open, they'll spawn monsters. I have a little trick that kind of works pretty well that I'll show here in just a second. But you can just leave your refinery down if you have to place one. And you'll see why here in just a minute. So once you get that installed, you're going to want to craft some ammunition. It's like 50 ferrite dust for 1,250 rounds of ammo. So you get a lot of ammo. Alright, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to head inside and do the quest first. That way we can just kind of jam out when we're done. Go in here, talk to this machine. You'll have to grab this yucky, nasty goop off of it. You can discard it or keep it. You can refine it down, but it's not really worth it. You have to get a lot to make it worth it. So. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to run outside, and there's these purple eggs. They're not really eggs, but they look like eggs to me. We're going to tunnel underneath of them. Just be very careful not to make it too deep or too wide, because that will allow the monsters to be able to get down there. And sometimes even then, they still will get down there. But typically, if you shoot them with your bolt caster and kill them, they will respawn up above and not bother you. And typically what I like to do is I like to tunnel the underground all the way underneath of it and connect from one side to the other so they're all connected. That way you can just stay under there until you get all the eggs, and then you leave and you call it a day. Just remember, when you break these open, they do not stay. Sometimes they disappear really, really fast. So make sure you pick them up. Do not shoot a bunch of them and say, okay, I'll pick them all up at the end. They will disappear before you have a chance to get back there. That's just a quick heads up. I learned that the hard way, saving you guys the trouble. I also forgot that my jetpack was damaged somehow. So we're going to get that repaired. Those monsters will hit you and they'll make you fly up in the air if you've never done this. And if you don't have a jetpack to feather your landing, you're going to splat in the ground and you're going to die. So just grab a little bit of ferrite dust if you do have a damaged jetpack and get that repaired before you start shooting those eggs. Alright, so now we can start shooting them. I'm going to start shooting them and then run underground. See, these two are under the ground, so I'm just going to kill them. And they'll spawn back up top and leave us alone. Typically, that's just a visual bug right there. I had to move to hit it, so looks like there's nothing there, but that metal plating's still there. So just like right there, same thing. So grab all your eggs. These eggs are worth quite a bit. Some of these buildings are smaller, some are larger. If you want to farm these eggs, you can go to the space station and get the maps from the cartographer. Specific ones, I'm not sure, can't remember what they're called. I think they're the alien ones. I can't remember. Basically, when you read the map, there'll be an abandoned building. Those are the ones that you want. That one's taking off, trying to run away. Fly! Sometimes also when you shoot them, they just disappear. I don't know where they go. They just vanish. See, that guy just launched me right there. Alright. This is the Awakening quest line. It will give you a free warp cell at the end. We are almost ready to get to the anomaly, so we're almost there. Alright, so this is going to be the final quest for Awakenings. Well, for this part that we're going to be doing. You're going to talk to a computer. You will get to claim a free crashed ship that we can take and salvage. There's no need to repair it unless you really want to keep it. You can upgrade it from whatever class it currently is to an S class if you want. It is very expensive. It's like 50,000 nanites just to go from an A to an S. Keep that in mind. You can get the nanites fairly easy with one of my methods. It's really easy to do, but in my opinion, it's not worth it. Alright, so I just talked to the computer, cut that out so I didn't give any spoilers away again. Here's your ship. This is going to be a B class fighter. I'm just going to claim it. Just a small heads up, if you didn't happen to land real close, it will take the icon away from your current ship. So remember where that's at. Otherwise you'll have to find it. Or you can just call it to you if it has launch thruster fuel. So it's not really a big deal, but just a heads up. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Alright, once you claim that ship and you go up into space, answer the communication, it will spawn the anomaly. We want to grab this medium refinery. This will get us started on the money making process. Alright, so now we want to go over here and talk to this guy, and we want to grab a couple things from him. The main thing is going to be the economy scanner. That'll help set up your star chart for tier 3 systems. You'll have to buy that teleport receiver first. The next thing you're going to want to get from the starship guy is the positron weapons. And I went ahead and bought the positron weapon and the positron upgrade. Also, don't forget to grab your exosuit upgrade from the guy in the back on the anomaly. If you haven't done so already. Alright, now we're going to claim that crash ship. To salvage it, you can do that by pressing X, going over to that icon, and then finding the ship you want, and have it come to you. And then we'll just go through the teleporter up to the space station to get rid of that. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and salvage that ship. We're going to run to the other side. Right next to the appearance modifier, we can claim our salvage our ship. And then right next to him, to the right, you can sell your old modular for some mana. Alright, the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to build our medium refineries. It will take a total of 300 magnetized ferrite and 15 dihydrogen jelly to place 3 of these guys. You don't have to place 3, I just do it to make it faster. And that's that. We got those placed. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start getting some oxygen So we're gonna head right out front here and we will show you what we're gonna do from here. Alright, so if you haven't done so already, go ahead and get in the water and scan everything. You want to have your positron weapons installed on your ship. And then once you get all that done, you get it all scanned, everything installed, it's a good idea to have the positron upgraded, so get some upgrade modulars if you can. I don't really have too many in the video here, but the higher damage you have, the better you will get. So we're just gonna fly around and we're just gonna shoot everything in the water, everything, and you'll get a ton of oxygen really quick. I kind of did a test by watching my previous video, and I actually get more oxygen faster by doing it this way than I did standing around on the space station waiting for ships to fly in and buy it from them. So it is a lot faster. As we're doing this, we're kind of double dipping here. We're getting oxygen, we're getting salt. We're also getting some other stuff called tridylphosphate, which is it's worth quite a bit. So you're kind of getting money from the chlorine, and you're going to get money from the tridylphosphate. You also get a ton of carbon. You'll never have to farm carbon again. And this is just for making money in the beginning. Later on in the game, I will show how to make a lot more money and get a lot more oxygen instantly, pretty much. It just requires you to fly to a certain location and go through a teleporter. But this will work for now. Of course, you can get oxygen, and once you get a freighter, you can just refine a whole bunch of salt into chlorine and make a bunch that way. So okay, so now we're going to go ahead and refine some salt down into chlorine and keep refining the chlorine down into more chlorine. So it's going to work the same as cobalt. So get a minimum of 8 stacks. So you are going to need probably 3 stacks of oxygen to do this. The more chlorine you have to start with, the better you're going to be, the more you're going to make. But I'm going to get, I think I end up with like right around 10 stacks, but all right, we are at the space station. We are going to begin the process of opening up our inventory, getting more slots than that, getting portal glyphs, making our way towards getting an S-class freighter. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to get your exosuit upgrade. For each space station that we go to, it's going to be the same thing. Exosuit upgrade, check this room for a traveler. The room on the other side with the cell terminal on it will not spawn traveler. There will not be a traveler in there. Those doors will not open for NPCs. So you can get nanites off the wall inside of each room on each side of the space station. Right here we're looking for chlorine. So what I do is I normally sell my chlorine and buy it back at a cheaper price. And then we're going to head out and get the anomaly spawn, and we're going to get our exosuit upgrade from there. And then we will jump to a whole new system. Alright, once you get that upgrade from the anomaly, go ahead and draw out space, pull out your star map, and get ready to jump. Alright, this is what the travelers look like. I jump to a new system. And the way I do it, I use my economy scanner and I try to jump to only tier 3 systems. That way I have all good systems I can jump to. I do have some tier 2 in there, but very, very little to none of the tier 1s. And we are just gonna go and get the first portal glyph to show you guys. And there can be multiple travelers on the space station. You want to get one you want to talk to one traveler and then fly, pick up the portal glyph, come back and talk to the other. If you come back and the space station's empty, there's no NPCs walking around, or they fell through the ramp and they're down below where you land your ship, go to the teleporter, port to another station and come right back and they'll be there. But once you get back, you'll talk to the second one and you can go out and get that portal glyph. I've had 5 travelers on one station and I've gotten 5 portal glyphs. I've gotten 1 from each, so it does happen more often than you think. Once we get here, we'll just get it, we'll pick it up, and we'll head back, and we'll start jumping, selling, making money. This is probably the most time, this is the most time-consuming part of this whole process. So it will take quite a while, hours upon hours to do this. Make sure you have plenty of time. And you can always stop and go do something else and come back to it. Do it for a little bit, go make a little bit more chlorine, come back, do some more. Or you can go farm some nanites, which I will have a new video on that coming out soon. But this is your first glyph right here. Okay, so we're going to jump again, and on this jump, it's going to be a little different. You're going to have a incoming message. It's going to be a captain of a freighter that is nearby being attacked by pirates, and the captain wants you to assist him, to save him from the pirates, save his cargo, and we will go ahead and do that. Now, if you fly to the system and you notice, you look at the ship and you don't like it, it's not the freighter you're looking for, you can go look up online at all the different freighters and kind of pick which one you want. But if it's not one that you want, we can show you how to reload it and get a different one. Right here, you have 2 choices. You can either fight the pirates and kill them, and if you have the positron ejectors and them upgraded, it'll make short work of them. You'll be able to knock them out in seconds. Or you don't want to fight them, you just want to do it real quick. You can fly to the space station, land, but the important step, once you get to that space station, you do not get out of your ship. If you get out of your ship, it will create a save point and you will be locked into this freighter. Or you'll have to wait until another freighter encounter, which is 4 to 5 hours. I've seen online where they say you got 4 to 5 hours and like 5 jumps, which I don't know if it's true. I've jumped 30 times and way more than 4 to 5 hours before I encountered this one. So it was literally 30 jumps before I encountered it. All right, so we're wrapping up the battle. We're gonna go inside the freighter. This can be very time consuming as well. Could be longer. Could be the longest or the second longest part of this whole process. If you are in a tier 3 system, there is a 2% chance for this to be an S-class ship. I reloaded last time 100 plus, more than 100 times before I got this to be an F class. The time before that, I reloaded 3 times, and on the 3rd time, it was an S class. So it's completely random. It can be time consuming, but this part of the process, if this is the ship you want, you want to be able to do this until you get the S class, or you're gonna have to wait until you encounter the freighter battle again. So if you can log out and come back to it. Just remember to hit that reload so you land back on the anomaly or wherever you were when you right before you encountered the battle. But so this isn't an S class, so this is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reload. And it's gonna put me back on the anomaly in the previous system. So now keep in mind, if you like that freighter, you can jump back to that system, that same system, or if you do not like it, you want to jump to an entirely new system and basically keep doing that until you get it. And if you don't like the ship, you don't even have to fight the pirates. Just reload your autosave instantly. All right, we are going to farm for some salvage frigate modulars. And to do that, we're going to jump to a system. I'm going to choose a Gek system. This will lower your rank with that particular faction. You can easily get it back by doing bounties or trading a certain item to that faction. But it's not a big deal. I don't care about Gek, they're scumbags. As long as you shoot the cargo pods and just the cargo pods, you won't lower your rank. As long as you don't shoot the support ships, you won't lower your rank. But I'm going to just shoot everything I can because it's just as easy to get your rank back up. It's Gek. They're scumbags. I don't care. That is what you're looking for. All right. Now it is time to get the most glorious S-Class alien multi-tool I've ever seen. Before we get started, you're going to need to go to your freighter. And once you get your freighter, you want to wait for a ship to fly in. And you want to buy whatever system you're in. So I'm in the Viking system, so I want to buy a Viking dagger from one of these ships that fly in. Right here, this is where we want to be. Wait for this guy to come out. His slow ass. And then right there, that's what you want. So go ahead and buy one of those. And then from here, we're going to jump into our spaceship. And we'll proceed to the next step. All right, so once you get back into your ship, if you haven't already done it, purchase an alien map from the cartographer on the space station. Go ahead and use it, and it should say located monolith. If it doesn't say located monolith, if it says something else, it's not going to be the right one. So just use another one until it says monolith. And this is what it'll look like. You'll have 3 words you can learn, 2 on one side, 1 on the other. And then you'll have to interact with that round thing on the ground and answer a question. You answer it and you hear that noise and it lights up just like that, then you did it correctly. You'll get a reward. I got a pulse spitter, which is what I needed. And then you'll have to talk to that thing again and it'll say locate portal for whatever system you're in. So for me, it'd be a Viking dagger. And then it'll show you the coordinates to the portal. And that's where we're going to head right now. No, kidding. About right now. All right, so this portal was activated already, but when you first get here, you'll have to put like sodium, oxygen, or carbon, copper, all kinds of different stuff in there to actually charge it up and activate it. But once you do that, this is the portal that we're going to be going to get that alien multi-tool. So pause the video so you can put it in. And then the sound cuts out right there. I don't know why. Pretty awesome. Good job, computer. All the money I got into you and you can't even have good sound? What the heck? And you are going to land on the other side onto a dusty looking planet with about at least one too many comms balls. There's at least one too many. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, but hey, it'll work. And then we're going to get in our ship and you're going to fly into outer space. All right, so just fly up into space, and what you're looking for is this building right here. And once you get there, there is a ton of buildings that people have built, but it's a little bit confusing to find it. All right, so it is going to be that building right there in front of us. All kinds of people have built next to it. And once you get landed, find the building, go inside. It'll be right inside on the left-hand side in a cabinet. I won't see it because I've already picked it up, but this is where it's at. Got glorious damage. We'll show you what it looks like here. Got 4 supercharged slots right together. There it is. Does have a lot of damage as is, so getting some upgraded modulars in there is going to make that insane. Thank you for watching.